Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. I have for today a very special video. I was thinking like, okay, now that I finished my studies, now that I finished my PhD, I know that this channel is a lot about technology, computers, and how computers can really help engineers, creators. I really want to share my experience about being a PhD in engineering, and it was a really fun journey, to be honest. And I think there is a lot of things to share with you. There is a lot of you people that are very interested in engineering things, and or maybe you are an engineering student, maybe you are a creator, a product developer, a designer looking for computers out there that helps you. And I promise I will not change the focus of this channel, but I really want to make a series about how was this transition, this journey of becoming a PhD in engineering. So I wanted to start with a video and I was like, okay, Jorge, you finished. So how can we break this down to something really that can people help? So I came with the idea of developing 10 small questions that I would ask myself about my PhD journey. And I just want to share with you these 10 questions. And I will give a brief and short answer as much as I can, but I really don't want to leave information out of this topic. So I'm really happy that you are still here with me. I'm really happy that we finished this together, because maybe you don't think that, but having a small community, even if it only 1,000 subscribers or something, it means a lot that the things that you are doing are at least good enough for a lot of people, you guys out there watching this. And all these things that I do in my YouTube channel, like SolidWorks, ANSYS, simulations, computer workstations, I do it because I love computer and I love being an engineer. So my PhD is actually the same kind of journey. So that's why I want to share this with you, that it's not only about computers just to review computers and never use them. It's about having these computers and having this technology and really do something with them. Try to help the society with it, try to develop better products, and that's why I think my PhD journey is actually one of the most important things of this YouTube channel. To really put at use the things that you are watching in this channel. So I will start with the first question, and the first question is actually probably the biggest one, and I will leave it until the end. So the last question is going to be, actually was my first question plan, but I think is that is actually the core question of everything. So let's start with the second question. Where did I make my PhD? I think this is a really good thing because it was a pretty fun story. I started in Germany, in the University of Siegen. Siegen is a small city here in Germany, like 100,000 people living there. And I started there. In 2018, I was offered a position in the chair of automation, assembly, of production, automation, and assembly. And I started from 2018 to 2021. I was a full-time employee of the university here in Germany. I'm going to talk later about this. I was a full-time employee in the university, and I started as a PhD candidate in 2018. And I finished after 2023 my contract at the university in Siegen. I didn't want to renew it again, and of course I was missing then these 3 years of my PhD. But I found I found a solution actually to this, and I found a doctoral degree program in Spain at the Universitat Politècnica Catalunya, in Spain, in Barcelona actually. And I found this university, this PhD program in mechanical engineering, and they were willing to accept me because I already had experience from my PhD as a PhD candidate in Germany. And finally I made this my start as a PhD was in Germany, 3 years, and in Spain I finalized it, and my official doctoral degree was finalized in the Universitat Politècnica Catalunya in Spain. So I hold a Spanish doctoral degree with an international mention. That it means that it's valid in the whole Europe at least. So let's come to the third question, which I already answered kind of with this question, is how long did it take? It took exactly 6 years. From 2018 to 2021, that was my first starting in Germany, 3 years. And I really took this into account because being a PhD candidate in Germany made my journey in Spain pretty easy, because I learned a lot in Germany. It made me an incredible engineer. So that's why I really took into account. But officially, my PhD took me only 3 years, which was the doctoral degree program in Spain. But I really take into account the whole 6 years, but the official doctoral program was 3 years. So, exactly. The fourth question is, was it difficult? This is a very, very funny question because, to be honest, it was not difficult. It is a really nice, the Universitat Política in Catalunya is an incredible university, top ranked in the world regarding engineering. It's a really nice university. They had incredible installations. They produce a lot of science. They produce a lot of startups. They are really, really incredible people. Very huge level. The level is much, much better than the one that I was starting here in Germany, and I'm very proud of that. But it was not difficult for me, and I want really to be honest with you. I know that for a lot of PhD students of engineering worldwide, there are a lot of controversies. It is pretty difficult. A lot of people don't find a motivation anymore to finish their studies. They got even depressed, and I know that it's pretty difficult for a lot of people in the United States, in Germany, here as well. I met a lot of colleagues, a lot of people around my circular friends that they are as well PhD students. They never made it and they quit and they had a lot of problems, and it was really difficult for a lot of people. For me, it was not, to be honest. It was just a matter of following my passion, I would say. I love 3D modeling, and I love doing computer simulation since I was very young. And all this came with my love for computers. Now, I always wanted to see how computers can do a better simulation, a faster simulation, and how can you model 3D. It was kind of my passion just to play with computers and engineering, and I transferred this personal motivation and personal passion into my studies. So I just keep pushing forward, even that I finished in Germany and it kind of looked like that it was not going to do something anymore out of my PhD. I really keep pushing forward, no fear, just pushing forward, and at the end was kind of easy for me. It was just dedication and responsibility, a lot of responsibility, dedication, and a lot of support from my partner, I will say. But it was straightforward. I did an incredible job, I think, and I just was very high motivated about the outcome. So it was okay. I'm not going to lie to you. Why should I lie to you? And the fifth question was, how can you finance to do a PhD in Europe? This is a really important question because one of the things I learned along the years, I started working in the university back in Mexico. Since I was like 18 years old, I started working in position as a student in the mechatronics labs. I developed my way onto be the boss of the mechatronics lab regarding the students, and I have a lot of experience working in universities as well in Germany. I did work 3 years of PhD candidate, but 2 years before I was already working in the university in Germany in Siegen, and I know that the topic of money is a pretty huge topic, and it stops a lot of people from looking a lot forward for their studies, because you have worries, and those worries are how can you survive even in Europe, because most of the international students, they are alone, they need to pay rent, they need to pay food, they need to pay for health insurance, and they need to have fun as well, they need to go out. Probably you would like to travel. It's not funny to make a PhD always at your desk and be completely lonely, I will say. So that was a pretty huge topic. For me, is an important thing is that when you usually do a PhD here in Germany, of course, there are scholarships. You can apply for them, and then you can start an official PhD program. No one is going to tell you if you are going to finish. That's the thing. You can get a scholarship for 3 years to do a PhD in Germany, but no one is assuring you that you are going to finish in 3 years, and that is really a problem at the end, because you get a scholarship for like 2 years, but I never met someone that finished within the range of the scholarship. So at the end, you have no money and the worries comes back. And the second way of financing PhDs here in Germany is working for the university. That's how I was doing as well mine. So you get hired as a full employee in the university, which is amazing, and you get a pretty high salary, like around 55,000 euros per year. I mean, you're a PhD student, getting 55,000 euros per year, it's an insane amount of money, and then you can sustain pretty well your life, your private life, with that money, because you work for the university and 33% of your contract is separated to do your own research and to finalize your PhD studies. So you can get finance out from the university, and that is probably the best case scenario. You get a fully funded job position in the department at the university where you want to make your PhD, and you are fully funded for the whole time of your PhD. But the trick is that no one, literally no one, assures you that you are going to finish your PhD. I mean, no one is going to tell. I knew no one actually that finished their PhD in the amount of time that they had a contract with the university. So at the end, it's going to strike back as well the topic of money. So you get really try to get your work done if you want to become really a doctor by the end of your job contract, because they are not like they have limit. Usually they are offered by 3 years. And in Spain is much more difficult. In Spain, it's really difficult to make a PhD, to finance your PhD. In Spain, there is as well scholarships. Pretty rare, to be honest. Not like in Germany, scholarships. And they are not fully funded. They are probably like half funded, like 1,000 euros per month, a little bit more than 1,000 euros per month. It's a little bit more difficult. And that's why the rate of students is as well pretty much not high. And yeah, in Spain, it's not like in Germany that you get hired by the university and that you get to do your PhD. Besides, it's a little bit more difficult, but that's a pretty important topic, and I really wanted to mention it. Financing is a pretty huge topic, because otherwise you are never going to really develop your work. You'll never get your work done if you are always worrying about money. So guys, now I'm editing this video, and I just remember that I didn't mention how I actually financed my second part of my PhD. I mean, my official PhD in Spain. Of course, I work full-time. I work full-time in Germany in a company. It's like a normal job, 50 hours per week, and I have a salary. And yeah, I have 2 full-time jobs actually. I had 2 full-time jobs actually, as a development engineer, simulation engineer in an e-bike development company, and my PhD. So that's how I financed it. I'm still working full-time. That's how it was for me at the end. The first part in Germany, working for the university, my official doctoral degree in Spain, private financing, because I was working. That's why I mentioned it's pretty difficult, because I think it's not easy to be working a full-time job or a half-time job or a part-time job and doing your studies. It's quite complicated. So I made it through. I think it's a remarkable thing. I think that what I did, but that's how I founded my studies. And it was kind of hard, but it was okay. So for me, that was it. Working in Germany, PhD, always weekly meetings with my supervisors, flying to Spain as much as I could, 5-6 times per year. It was as well expensive, but that's how I made it. I was financing my life working, and then my studies were beside. The 6th question was, how was the daily life? How was the daily life? Actually, was pretty cool, because I have really the fortune that I am together with an incredible partner since a lot of years already, and she knows me since I started this journey back in 2018. So she supported me a lot, and I'm not meaning that my daily life was influenced by her or something, but it allowed me to really have a daily life that was really pretty much allowing me to finish my studies. But if I can resume if I can summarize my daily life from the last 3 years, which was officially my PhD in Spain, it was pretty straightforward. 4 years actually. Yeah, my last 3 years, pretty straightforward. 5:55 in the morning, every day waking up. Every day, 5:55 in the morning, wake up. 6:20, I was already on my way to my work, just driving with the bike in the morning, 20 minutes. 20 minutes I was on my job. Before 7 a.m., I was already working at my normal job, full-time job, of course, full-time job. I mean, I had a full-time job always, this whole time, doing a full-time PhD. So that was pretty straightforward. Before 7 a.m., I was from Monday to Friday, every day at my job. There was no other days that it was different. When I was working actually in the IT department, there were some weeks that I needed to be before 6 a.m. there. So it was always pretty responsible, wake up really early as much as I could and just go to work. But always I made this pretty important. This is actually one of the main tricks that helped me around these years. I spoke with my supervisors, with my direct supervisors, and I told them that I wanted to go home early. I mean, I was going to work like 8 hours of work. I have a 50 hours per week contract, and after that I was going home. So I made this pretty clear rule for me and just follow it. At 3:30 p.m. every day, doesn't matter what, I was going to make Feierabend, we call it in Germany. I was going to finish my day, my working day. Of course, there were some days that something comes up and I had to stay longer. No problem. I love my job. I really love my job. That must be pretty. I love to develop e-bikes as an engineer. So when I was always home at 3:30. I was always leaving my job at 3:30, almost every day, literally almost every day. And my plan was to be at home at 4 p.m. Be at home at 4 p.m. every day, and I think I made it. I think, to be honest, maybe like 90% of these last years, I was always at home at 4 p.m. or before 4 p.m. And it helped me a lot because I had my schedule, I had my rhythms. And after 4 p.m., going home, eat something with my girlfriend, enjoy a few minutes, and then go to computer, literally. There's a computer there, there's a monitor there, and I go to computer, organize files, do simulations, prepare the next paper, prepare the next experiments, think about this, research, doing some searching about conferences, papers, journals, everything that my PhD required. A lot of reading, a lot of books. It was always after work and every day. I mean, of course, there are days that you just want to watch on Netflix or something, so I did it. I mix and I balance pretty well my free time that I had to actually no free time because I was full-time employee and a full-time PhD student, but I managed pretty well. Of course, I did a lot of things. I mean, I traveled a lot, I had vacations. My parents came to Germany in the last years and they stayed at home 3 months. I mean, I did a lot of things. Don't think that I was always working, but I was most of the time working at my computer. So my computer and my desktops, they became, like I said, second home for me. And when I was working, no stop until 10 p.m. or something. And every day I went to sleep. I tried to go to sleep at 10 p.m., doesn't matter what, to try to sleep 8 hours for the next day. And on the weekends, it was like wake up at 7 a.m., doesn't matter if it's Saturday, doesn't matter if it's Sunday. Wake up at 7 a.m., make a coffee, and start working. Just pushing through simulations, computers, software, doesn't matter what I was to do, writing papers, writing emails. I was just Saturday and Sundays working as much as I could. Like always, the weekends, I did absolutely nothing. Weekends only with my girlfriend, weekends traveling, weekends a lot of things, but most of my weekends through the last year were really based on finish my studies because I love it. I mean, that's who I am. It's Jorge. I mean, if I wasn't doing my PhD, I was probably going to be doing exactly the same. So at least I got something officially out from it. So yeah, that was probably the daily life. And the thing that I started talking about my partner is that she understood me as well. She understood a lot, and she took care for a lot of things at my place. She cleaned a lot, and she helped me a lot on those things that I really could concentrate in my job at my PhD studies. And now that I have free time, of course I did a lot of things, of course, always, but she was really the main support of everything. And now that I have free time, I'm trying to do the same because she's still studying. So yeah, that was pretty much my daily life. A lot of Netflix to be honest. So the next question is, what I will do differently if I started again? This is a very tricky question. Everyone asks like, Jorge, will you do it again? Will you start a PhD again? Something like, I don't know. But what I will do differently if I started again, probably the advice of my supervisors to take it even more seriously. I mean, I always respected a lot my supervisors and the decision that they made along the years. But one thing that it became pretty clear to me a few years back, my brother told me actually this. So Jorge, if you really want to finish your PhD studies, you really need to hear your supervisor. And I was like, of course, young and trying to fight every decision and everything. And I will do that definitely. I mean, I took very seriously the decisions made from my supervisors. Very seriously. I respect them a lot and we finished, no? I mean, we made it. But I will do that definitely. I mean, your supervisors, if you have good supervisors, first of all, there are as well bad supervisors. If you have good supervisors, they already went through this. They are already doctors. They already studied these things that you are studying. They already wrote papers. They already went to conferences. They already gave presentations. And it's not that they know more than you, not at all. It's not always the case. But they have already experience, and if you finish your PhDs, is as much as good for you, so as much as good for your supervisor. It counts as well a lot for them, so they just want the best for you. And I will do that differently. I would really take even more seriously the advices that they gave me, because they really wanted me to finish. They really wanted something good for me. So that's something that I will do differently. The rest, I think I did a nice job. So the next question is, can I recommend doing a PhD in engineering? Totally recommend it. But, and there is a but really in this, my main question to you, if you ask me that, is going to be, what are your motivations? Why do you want to make this? And if you don't have a pretty clear motivation about it, I will totally not recommend it to you, because it's going to be a lot of pain, a lot of suffering, a lot of dedication, and probably you are not going to be happy with it. And unless you have pretty clear motives and objectives, and you have really solid motivation for it, I will not recommend it, because you can do a lot of other good things with your time, with your career, with your professional skills, than doing a PhD if there is no clear for you what even means to be a PhD or to be a doctor in engineering. So I would recommend it definitely. It's an incredible experience. I learned a lot. It made me a different man. It made me a different engineer. It made me a better person. It made me 1,000 times much better than I was before. But if you have not defined the motivation behind of it, I will say no, don't do it, because you have probably better things to do with your time, and it's not only about you, it's the people around you yourself. They are going to do a PhD with you. I mean, if you're alone, it's okay, but your family, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your partner, your son, doesn't matter who is there, they are going to make a PhD with you. And if it is not pretty clear for you why are you doing it, then don't do it, please, because you are taking with you in this decision a lot of people. And I think that's very important. You need always to think in yourself, of course. But if you yourself don't know why you are doing it, don't bring other people with it, because probably it's not going to be fun for them either. So I would totally recommend it. As I just mentioned, it changed completely my life. So the next question is, I I lost it. What is the main difference that I note, what is the main difference that I see in myself after finishing my PhD? And one of the things that I really see in myself is that with the time, being a researcher here in Germany, in Spain, working in a lot of universities, one of the main things that I learn is how to abstract problems, issues, scenarios. Doesn't matter in the private life, so as well as in my professional life, how to abstract all these situations to their most fundamental parts. You can say a problem, you can say an issue with a conversation, you can say a process, you can say a project, you can say a new development, doesn't matter what. I think this analytical thinking about why is actually something happening is one of the things that I really note in myself that I change. It's about asking the fundamentals about why is something happening, and when you thought already why is actually something happening, I notice myself that I am able to use some approaches, to use some analytical thinking as well, or to systematically develop a process or an approach to find a solution. If a solution actually needs to find out, because that's one of the things that I learn as well. Sometimes there are no problems, and sometimes there is no way to go through it. But I think that's the thing that I really notice in myself, that I have a different thinking and I have a different way to approach things, and it's more systematically. Of course, there's a lot of thinking like, yeah, let's do it. Yeah, just do it. It's part of it, because I learned my way to develop new things based on systematical approaches. I think that's one of the main things that I learned as an engineer as well. And I noticed myself as well in that. I mean, for every problem, there is a solution. You just need to know how. You don't need to know the solution. You just need to know how to approach to find a solution. And that's probably the most important thing that I really learned in this time. So I'm going to go back to the first question. And the first question actually is why I actually wanted to make a PhD. And that's what I meant before with your motivation. Why? I mean, why are you doing this? Why are you going to suffer 3 years or more than 3 years, 6 years? In Germany, it's like 6, 7 years. Why are you doing this? I mean, do you want to become a professor? I mean, do you want to follow an academic career? Do you think there's good money out of it? Do you want to teach students? Do you want to develop new things? Do you want to lead an academic department? Do you want to become the rector of the university? I mean, why are you making this? Do you want to make money? Do you want the prestige of being a doctor? Is your ego big enough to keep you pushing through the years? Why do you want to make this? Do you want to learn? Do you want to become an expert? I mean, you really should have cleared this. I met a lot of doctoral students that have no idea why are they doing it. It's just because they are afraid to do something different, not following the same path. I mean, you go to the kindergarten, then you go to primary school, you go to secondary school, you go to high school, you go to the university's majors, and after that you are doing a master's degree, pursuing at least, and after that becomes the PhD. And if you are just following this path, I mean, it's okay if that is what you want, but is that going to be? Are you going to be a good PhD? Are you going to be a good doctor at the end? I don't know. And I met a lot of people that have no idea why are they doing this. And you notice this because they take a lot of strain and they are depressed and they don't know what to do. They don't come forward with the things that they need to deliver in the PhD. They are not able to write papers. They are frustrated. They have even health problems. And the main thing is that if you really don't know what are you doing this, as I just mentioned before, you should rethink about it. And the main question is why was able, what I want, why, and the main question is why I wanted actually to pursue this. And I think I spoke about this in a video before. Since I was in my university as an engineer in Mexico, I had this dream of be the best engineer in the world and become one of the best engineers in the world. That was my dream. That's why I came to Germany, because in Mexico we still have this legend, this myth about the best engineers in the world are in Germany or in Asia. And I was like, okay, then I'm going to Germany. I'm going to Germany. If I want to learn how to be one of the best engineers, I need to be with the best engineers. And my dream was to become an incredible engineer to help society, to help develop products, develop solutions that could really bring this world to be a better place, to be a more sustainable place, to have a more sustainable life, and to really give back something this world that we already took out. So that was my dream as an engineer. It's still my dream as an engineer. And I wanted to become a doctor, to be an expert on the topic that I wanted to like. For example, simulation things, computer simulations, computers. My personal passion is computers. And I wanted to become a doctor, to be an expert on how computers can help people. And I have a doctoral degree now in biomechanics, in computer simulations for biomechanics, for biomechanics. And with this, I wanted to use computers, the things that I share with you every day here in YouTube, how to use them to get better health treatments to the people. But totally independent from provide better health treatments for people is how you can actually use simulations to make a better world. If it is with health treatments, if it is developing more sustainable transportation offers, like I do now, like I do working on developing e-bikes, or do you work doing robot simulations, or I don't know what kind of usage I am going to do next with computers, but that's what I wanted to do. That is my motivation, just to become an expert on engineering fields that are able to push forward this planet, this society. And it is a pretty general stuff, like, Jorge, you are talking bullshit, like you are talking something really weird. But that is my dream, that's my motivation. And that's why I did it, that's why I pursued my PhD, to become an expert in different things in order to develop better products, to develop better solutions for the people that really need these kind of solutions. And that is my main motivation. So it held up pretty well the last years, 6-7 years. And that's why. I mean, I want just to share with you all the things that I learn, and I want to develop better products. I want to develop better solutions, and being an engineer, I think is a very good way to do it. And the last question is, what comes next? What comes next? I think that's a pretty reasonable question to do it now, because of course I talked as well myself years about what. I mean, because you are pushing, at one point you finished, and what comes next? What do you do next? I don't think I'm going to pursue my academic career. I mean, that is probably for sure. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to keep pursuing like a professorship or something like that. I think I finished with my academic life, for now at least. What I'm gonna do now is really to put at use this knowledge. I mean, I didn't become a doctor just to have a title or something. I got this to really make use of it. And that's what comes next. In the company that I work, I'm going to do my best to develop better products, safer products. And that's what I'm going to do now. I'm really going to put at use all these things that I learned, from additive manufacture, from robotics, from assembly, automation, programming, mechanical design, simulation techniques, digital engineering, all the things that I learned, I'm gonna try to put them at use. And that is to develop a more sustainable transportation way, mobility. And with e-bikes in Europe is one of the, at least in Europe, e-bikes are an incredible thing, And if you are from the United States, if you're from Mexico watching this video, evacs are going to come to you in the next years, that's for sure. And I want to really put at use this. I want to really push forward the technology, all the things that goes with product development. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna try to systematically develop solutions that could bring better products to the market, safer products to market, and really increase the value of what really mobility, a sustainable mobility means. That is for me. So guys, thank you very much for watching this video. I think at the end was a long video. And please let me know which of these questions are you more interested in. And I could really take time to make another video about it. I know they are pretty heavy questions. They are pretty fundamental life questions, I would say. But if you really want me to expand a little bit on any of the topics, money, living, working a full time besides just anything like writing my doctoral thesis, just please let me know. I will do my best to keep this series going as well. So guys, I hope you find this video useful for you, and thank you very much like always, and see you until the next time.